AITA for making my parents look bad in front of their mental healthy friends. I 7F hate therapy. My parents have sent me to 5 therapists by now. They keep pulling me out of therapy after 8 to 10 appointments because I don't make progress quickly enough. I could understand if it were a financial issue, but I don't think that's the case because they just send me to another therapist afterwards. They only believe in CBT therapy. They don't believe in psychiatric medication either. When my pediatrician asked if they'd consider it for me, they said no and told her that anyone on psych meds doesn't deserve to be happy. My current therapist is the worst. He told me my OCD and PTSD diagnoses weren't real. I was abused a couple of years ago and said I just have regular anxiety and should exercise more. He won't let me talk about any of my past, even though I really want to, because he says we're just working on my current thought distortions. For context, I even found a quote from him in a newspaper where he said that people should go off meds and spend more time with friends. But whenever I try to bring up that quote, he shuts me down. At home, my parents don't let me cry or talk to them about anything that happened to me because that's what therapy is for. They also tell me not to talk to anyone at my school when I'm upset because everybody will judge me. So I don't do that either. Except now, I feel terrible. I'm done with everything at this point. Therapy feels like a punishment, and like it's only there to make me less of an inconvenience for everyone. I have so many nightmares, and am struggling to cope with what happened. I want to ask my doctor for help, but my parents won't let me go to appointments alone. They've even threatened to punish me if I do. My mom comes into the exam room with me, so I can't ask for resources during appointments either. Recently, my parents had some friends over, and for some reason, the topic of mental health came up. I've asked my parents not to talk about my mental health because it really embarrasses me, but they do it anyway. My mom started bragging about how she put me in trauma therapy, saying I'm doing way better and have grown really close with my therapist. That made me so angry because therapy, and especially my current therapist, has been one of the worst things I've experienced this school year. It really upsets me how nobody listens to me or lets me share my perspective, so I interrupted and said I'm not in trauma therapy. I'm in CBT and it's not helpful. Then I told their friends everything, how I'm not allowed to talk about my trauma, how my parents pull me out of therapy if I don't get better quickly enough and just switch me to another therapist, and how I feel like therapy is only meant to make me more convenient and not actually help me feel better. I know what I said made people uncomfortable. Even though I went back to my room after, I could tell it got really quiet downstairs, and the guests left earlier than they probably planned. My mom told me I ruined the atmosphere and shouldn't have interrupted an adult conversation anyway. She also said I made her look bad. I do feel bad for trauma dumping on a group of strangers. So, discuss in the comments section below, and I'll pin the most upvoted comment. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to hear more stories animated and read by AI.